Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into a feeling I think we all know way too well, being completely and totally overwhelmed. We're going to look at the science to figure out why this has become the new normal.
Okay, so let's just jump right into this modern paradox. We live in this incredible age of freedom and choice. I mean, on paper, we should all feel fantastic, right? So, why do so many of us just feel this constant nagging exhaustion instead? What's really going on here? To get a handle on this, let's start with a really simple example: the supermarket. Your average grocery store now carries over 30,000 different items. Just think about that. Every time you go to buy food, you're navigating this huge landscape of tiny little decisions. And it gets even crazier. It's not just about having a lot of stuff, it's about hyper variety. Inside those 30,000 items, you might find something like 230 different kinds of soup. I mean, who knew there were that many soups? It sounds small, but it's a perfect snapshot of a much, much bigger trend. And this explosion of choice is everywhere, not just the grocery store. Some companies are offering their employees, get this, 156 different pension plan options. Now that's a decision with way higher stakes than picking soup. The point is, this insane level of choice is just the air we breathe now. And this is exactly where we find the hidden cost in all this abundance. The psychologist Barry Schwartz nailed it. He said there's a tipping point. Too much choice, it doesn't free us, it paralyzes us. And that right there is our first big clue in this mystery of modern overwhelm. So this brings us to our first clue, and it's happening at a biological level. That feeling of being totally swamped, it's not just in your head. It has a very real, very physical impact on your body. Scientists actually have a name for the price we pay for being constantly on. It's called allostatic load. It's a bit of a mouthful, but all it really means is the cumulative wear and tear on your body from chronic stress. It's what happens when your body's alarm system gets flipped on and never, ever gets to turn off. And here is the absolute heart of the problem. You see, our bodies are built to handle acute threats, like a lion. You see the lion, you get a massive stress response, you run away, and then it's over. You recover. But modern life isn't about lions. It's about traffic jams and endless emails and a constant stream of notifications. Your body treats every single one like a lion, but these lions never leave. There is no recovery phase. So at the exact same time our bodies are paying this physical price, our minds are fighting their own battle against this constant flood of information and choices. Think of your brain like a computer with a limited amount of RAM. It can only process so much at once. But modern life, with its endless choices and digital noise and responsibilities, is constantly pushing us into cognitive overload. We're just trying to run too many programs at the same time, and our system crashes. And this table really shows that tipping point we were talking about. See? A little choice is frustrating. A moderate amount is great. It gives us a sense of control, we feel satisfied. But look what happens when it goes to extreme. All those positive feelings just evaporate, and they're replaced by paralysis, anxiety, and just decision fatigue. And this overload kicks off a really nasty cycle. The more decisions we face, the more tired our brain gets. That leads to anxiety about making the wrong choice, which can lead to what's called mental paralysis, that awful feeling of being totally stuck, you can't act at all. And what happens then? We just start avoiding decisions altogether. Okay, so this brings us to the big reveal, the thing that ties both the biological clue and the psychological clue together. The reason we're all struggling so much is because of a deep, fundamental conflict. And here it is, the single most important insight. That feeling of being overwhelmed, it's not a personal failure. It is a completely logical response from a biological machine that's trying to operate in an environment it was never, ever designed for. I mean, just look at the difference. Our ancestral world was all about moving around, being in nature, and dealing with short, intense bursts of stress, followed by lots of rest. Our world today? It's the complete opposite. We're sitting for hours, we're indoors, surrounded by artificial light and noise, and we're just soaking in constant, low-grade, unending stress. So this mismatch creates a really clear path straight to burnout. Step 1, we're in the wrong environment. Step 2, this leads to chronic overstimulation. Step 3, that cranks up our allostatic load, that physical wear and tear. And step 4, the end result is that feeling of total overwhelm we all know so well. But here's the good news. Understanding this mismatch isn't just about figuring out what's wrong. It totally reframes the problem. And when you reframe the problem, you start to see a whole new kind of solution. If you take one thing away from this, let it be this. Stop blaming yourself. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are a perfectly healthy human whose nervous system is doing exactly what it's supposed to do in an environment that has gone completely haywire.
So the goal isn't to get rid of all stress or all choice. That's impossible. The goal is to intentionally build your own personal off switch in a world that is always on. This means you have to start filtering what you let in, you have to create little pockets of sensory quiet, you have to set real hard boundaries with your screens, you have to start treating rest and sleep like they are the most important tasks on your to-do list, and you have to practice saying, no, I just don't have the capacity right now. You see, this changes everything. We stop just passively hoping we'll feel better someday. Instead, we start actively designing our lives and our environment to support our biology. We become architects of our own well-being instead of just being victims of the chaos. So, since we know the world is not going to slow down for us, the real question is a personal one. What's one small, intentional choice you can make today to start building your own off switch and start taking back your peace?